Hey guys, it's a couple minutes till actual start time, but wanted to make sure the sound and everything's working okay before we get into it. I see the link is still there even though I manually deleted it. In case I want somebody to join up, you're solicited now. I meant to put the link in the chat. But we could still do that if we need to. Hey Craig, what's up? It's been a hot day here today. It got up to 90 and then it got really humid, and you were first. I saw that earlier. Good job. I think I got the problem with the you not having uh, whatever program you don't have that I send you stuff on all the time. I think we have to ask each other now to send messages. I did it that I have to ask you, but I think it makes it so that you have to ask me. You can send it, but then it stops it and says, do you want to see this? So maybe that'll take care of that. Maybe that will take care of that. And this girl I thought was going to move around a little bit and do a little bit of movement to show her beautiful, beautiful self off, but I put her on here about 5 minutes ago and she fell right to sleep, it looks like. Right straight to sleep. He's 100% not. What? Can't even see that, and I've got it so close. Oh, he's 100% not. Gotcha. That advertisement's there. No matter what I do, it stays there, so whatever. I know Skipper wasn't going to be here because I talked to him earlier this evening, and they're getting ready to go. I forget where he told me they were going now, Sunday, and he wanted to get his water changes done this evening, so he wasn't going to get on. Hey Todd, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Of course, I haven't been on a lot in a while either. Hope things are going okay for you and for everybody else as well. Anyway, I was just saying that Skipper is not going to be here. I did not hear from Susie Q, and I didn't hear from Whip. I did ask a couple of other people late, like 2 hours ago, if they would be interested in coming up. They could even be at work for all I know. So just trying to get some people on the panel, don't you know? I don't know why I'm having so much trouble seeing that. I'm actually closer than I usually get. I think the lighting of the screen is a little brighter. It's maybe what's going on. It's harder for me to see it. Either that or I'm finally going blind in that right eye from the diabetes. I had an interesting, hey Lori, it's interesting Wednesday. I started out with Dan's stream, and I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but what I didn't realize is that after I left about halfway through, I got to having trouble breathing. The old people used to call it smothering. When I was a nurse, the old people back in the day would say I'm smothering, and I understand what they mean now because I was smothering bad. So of course, like nurses do, I drove myself to the emergency room and could barely talk to her to, tell her what was wrong and that kind of thing. So what do you think they did? They put me in a chair, watching TV just in the lobby. So I thought, well, so I did. I'm still a little bit short of breath when I talk, but nothing like I was then. So anyway, I sat there for a little over 3 hours, and well, not too long into it, they took me back and did a triage, where they asked me a little bit, but nothing that really was pertinent with what was going on. Didn't tell them I was diabetic, and I thought I might have taken too much insulin was what I thought the problem was. But, and I still do think that had something to do with it. So anyway, I got in a room, and all I could hear was the staff on further into the bowels of the emergency room talking about, I wanted you to understand why I couldn't take Kaylor because I already have 5 patients and blah, 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 blah. And not my fault, we're short and we're all understaffed. And I sat there and I thought, I'm breathing pretty damn good now. So I just got up and took my papers and walked right on through the lobby and got in the truck and came home. The next morning, never did sleep that night. The next morning, my doctor's office called me. They had ratted me out to them. He said, they said you were in the ER, but you left before you were seen. I said, yep, that's what happened. So, whatever. I think it's all diabetical stuff. Just boring crap. It was nothing acute, not a heart attack or anything like that, and I didn't think it was. I just thought, now if I need oxygen, I don't have that. Good OER, you got it, sonny. Didn't see anybody I knew. Now, I worked at that ER not at that ER, at that hospital. I was I don't know, different, so it worked so long. I was something to do with in charge of the second shift on 2 floors, second and third floor, anyway, as a nurse. But, and I would see people in the community for a while after that, or even if I'd had to go there, like for a medication reaction once or stuff, I'd see people I knew, but that's been a minute. That's been over 25 years, so I'm not going to be able to read the chat tonight. Can't read it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's a change in my vision I wasn't aware of. Sam didn't say anything. He just put his name there. There's no such thing as leaving against medical advice. Oh, I didn't even do that. They used to tell us back in the day that patients had to sign out, or their insurance had the option not to pay. Of course, I worked in insurance. The last 16 years I worked, I was a transplant case manager, RN, certified case manager. Anyway, that's bullshit, because insurance can't refuse to pay if you walk out. So they would have you sign a thing that you were leaving against medical advice, which meant nothing. It didn't hold up to anything, but we did it like all good little nurses did back when we didn't know any better. But I never even was advised not to leave. I never saw the doctor. She said the doctor will be in to see you in a minute. My pulse oximetry was a little bit low. It was 94, and it should be 95 to 100 on a healthy person. But I wasn't worried about that too much. Because when I first went in, they hooked me up to, just blood pressure and pulse and oximeter and temperature, and she really couldn't get over the fact that my temperature was really was 97.8. It's that reptile in me. Can't get it out of me. But anyway, what's everybody got going on? She really just got up here on me and said, I'm going to sleep, damn it. I didn't want to be in no show. She was asleep in her thing right behind me there. Since she was closest, I just grabbed her. Not sure if I posted this little video I made of her, but I had her out a couple of weeks ago now, maybe 10 days ago. And I let her go. She got over on the desk. I was closer to the desk over there, and she got over on there. So I thought, well, she can't get in a vent or anything. She can't. She's too big that she could. So, the worst that could happen is I'd sit here and fall asleep, but I didn't. I wasn't going to. And she kept going behind like different stacks of books and stuff, and she would stick her little head out and look at me. And I was making a video of it. It was so cute, so stinking cute. And if I looked at her, she would pull her head back, go on over somewhere else, and where I thought she might come out, she didn't, but she'd stick her head out somewhere else and stare at me. And so when I would look at her, she'd pull her head back. It was so funny. Oh, it had me laughing. Not all of them are that engaging, but she certainly is. I wish I could make myself give her more time out, because she appreciates it Trying to see. I'm gonna turn this. Nothing much. Just I have a spacer in my. And it's got the $sign over that for 7 year. And this year I'm going in high school. Oh, it must be your mouth or your teeth. It looks like an M there. It's got the $sign over it. I am reptilian. You know that's right. Making sure I saw all the comments. Yeah, spacer in my mouth giving me so much pain. Yeah. Well, maybe it's time to get it out. Have you been to the oral surgeon about it? That's as far up as it'll let me go. That's weird. Usually you can go all the way up when the test just started. And I said hey to Lori. I think I've said hi to everybody in here without officially and going through and doing it. And I see no one's backstage. I hope they can do something for the pain. I've been very lucky that way. I'll be 70 this November, and all my teeth are mine. Now, I do have a cap or a crown. It came off, well, not recently, 6 months ago when I was eating some hard candy. And I did make an appointment to go and get all that started up again, get a new one put on, but I may not as long as it's not bothering me. Trying to get a dentist, just a lot don't take our insurance, and I'm like, why can't they take everyone's? That's the thing about insurance. You know, when I did case management, even though I worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, we also case managed other insurances, and I got the self-pays like State of Tennessee, McKee Foods, Little Debbie, those ones, because they didn't like me, so I had to do like the ones that had their own benefits and their own rules and all that. So you're basically telling the patient, well, your insurance sucks. You know, you should look at the fine print and see that no, it doesn't have rehab in there. If you're in a car wreck, you just have to rehab with Granny. Go stay with Granny for a year after that wreck. I know. And it's getting bad too about the groups and all that. I try to stay in a big group, in a group that has good outcomes. You know, you can read all that stuff online. So I've been real happy with my secondary Medicare. Of course, I had to have insurance for dental and other things that everybody's basic Medicare doesn't pay. So I have that. I think it's $180 a month. No, it went down. It went down to like $160 a month. But it pays all my prescriptions, and I got a butt ton of those things. They don't want no beef. They haven't seen nothing yet. Tell them, Craig. That fan's distracting when I hold the phone down this way, isn't it? It's called poor planning. What is she doing? She's got her little face. Oh, look how cute she is. She's made her body into like a little loop, and so she's put her face in that so she could still lay there and look and see what's going on. Now, that's one smart little snake. She could be asleep, but I bet she's just watching. I didn't realize till I got close what she had done. Clever girl. You got your phone back. I'm medical and I don't have to pay a cent for anything. Yeah, that's the thing. Insurance is no good to you unless you use it, but as sure as you don't have insurance, you wish you did. It used to be back in the day, I remember when they started coming out with the DRGs, the diagnostic related groupings, and all of that stuff looking at a different way, and we had to, those of us in management, I worked on two surgical units then. Anyway, we had to go in and be educated about that, like in the auditorium, different seminars. And so the premise was insurance really wasn't any good to people unless they used it. So it encouraged people to be sick or to, want to take an extra day off, so they still had to lamp one more day or that kind of thing. But it's finally gotten better now so that people don't see it as a, and back then, Granny, we'd have people, seniors would come in for 2 weeks because the family was going on vacation, and Granny didn't want to go to Venice Beach. She's seen all that stuff already. So they'd check her in the hospital with chest pain. But now you can't do that. The good old days are gone. Got handed into a shot 5 minutes after. Uh-oh. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you just got to do that. I will get a different snake here in a minute. I hate to disturb her because she's obviously enjoying. Yeah, look at her cute little face. Obviously enjoying it. It'll be the equivalent of us propping up on our elbows, I guess. Hey, that's better there for the fan and the light. The way that fan's going is about the way my mind feels the last few days. Got behind on so many things. My yard was so overgrown, and one of my friend's husbands does that. He has a company, a business, people that work for him, and they do landscaping. And so he was working me in, and they did get my yard mown finally yesterday, but they had to go do something else, and they didn't get back in time to do the trim, and today they didn't get back before it was storming. And I thought about getting out there to do it, but I didn't feel like it, just the trim with the edger and stuff, but it's almost 2 acres. So I said that's going to have to be good enough. Yeah, there are some really good things about single payer, and I do really like Medicare for All, since I've had Medicare now for almost 10 years, I guess. So it's been good for me. It's worked well for me. It's sure a hell of a lot better than my Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee insurance, and I worked for them, and you can buy different plans. And I always got the best and spent the most I could. Bob, can you straighten a snake like an arrow, like James Earl Jones did in Conan? I'm sure. I don't want to bother her, though, because she's a sweetie. That really backs up my story or my video about her crawling behind the book stacks and then just sticking enough of her head out. She was so funny. It was like a cartoon to see what was going on, and then she'd go back in and move over a little more, and I guess which one she was going to come out, but she fooled me every time. Which little stack of books. She's strong. She's a strong ball python. Seems like the lights got dimmer in here. Maybe it got darker outside. James Earl Jones was so funny when he was on Will and Grace. I see it in reruns every now and then. Just the clips of it when they were telling him that he couldn't act and convinced him that he couldn't. And he's like, but I was Mufasa. It was so funny. And tomorrow is Saturday, and we're off from Pet Smart, but dummy me said, well, can we move our Friday Pet Sense, take Friday off and move that Pet Sense day to Saturday, because we've never been to Pet Sense on a Saturday, so otherwise I'd be off tomorrow. But it's just 4 hours. Well, ends up being like 5.5, 6, with the prep and loading and unloading and all that stuff, but basically 1 to 5. And I think I'll be by myself unless a new volunteer that sat with me last week at PetSmart. If she comes, I probably need to text her. Ever figure out how you were going to design the interior of that tank. No, it's still sitting there just like that. My rainbow cichlids are acting like they're going to spawn now. They're so old, they're older than dirt, and those are the last two, a male and a female. And there's a ropefish in there, and it's ancient too. And that may be well, and there's one other small fish. But if they spawn, I don't want to be changing. Oh, there's three of those rainbows. I thought there were just two of them. Looks like there's two males and a female. I had not seen them all together. They act like they're building a nest. They're huddling over this flat rock and then a place in the sand right beside it. One of the males is, but I don't see anything. Of course, there could be eggs there on the sand, and I couldn't see them for being the same color. Huh. I had told Susie, or asked her probably over a year ago now, if she'd like to have some fry from those. And I haven't had any fry since then. Brondo. It's got what plants crave. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, I was going to take the plank that is a old waterlogged plant that came out of a pond that was, or a field that was flooded. And it's part of a fence post. And I was going to think about trying to remount that, move those. There's a screwdriver in there. I found my screwdriver. Floyd's really bad to throw stuff like that cracker. He's really bad to get up there. He thinks it's funny and put things in the top. He probably didn't do the screwdriver, but he could have. But he did that, I know, because I gave him a couple of crackers a while ago. I painted this all the way around and got it cleaned up. But yeah, that piece of wood across the bottom is real driftwood. I thought about moving the stumps further apart because there's almost 3 feet on each end, that I could pull them further apart and recreate the sunken fence. But oh, she's waking up now. She's woke up now, girl. I feel her crawling around. Junie too. Did June come in? Sorry, I'm trying to get this where I can see. Hey, Christian. That's about to go into, well, it looks awful right now because I haven't been doing anything. But that's what's about to be my next native tank. It's a 180. And I've already ordered the perch, the yellow perch, but he's just holding them till I decide what other. I want to put a couple of other kind of native fish in there with it. And this one I'm really going to just leave it native, not mess it up like the one behind me. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. You're amazing, bro. My man at your age was 1 foot in the grave. There's no way she could do what you do. Well, I'm about one inch behind there, I tell you. And it is June on the Oscars. I don't know what that Brondo is. Don't know. Macklemore, Sunday morning. Hope the neighbors like my music. Oh, yeah. Early morning over there. Oh my God, it's been cat day. I've had so many calls about. One lady stopped and got a box off the side of the road with 12, count them, 12 kittens in it. Now, who would do that? That's Tennessee or the South, but yeah. You're right, Lori. Of course you're right. But I told her, she said she's called everybody, which I doubt because there's a lot of rescues and fosters. And I told her how to access all those on one list online, Adopt-A-Pet and PetFinder.com. And if she can't find anybody, she can't get them spayed and neutered, she's going to have a mess, and then they're going to end up being euthanized anyway. Told her to take them to animal control. Don't wait till they're 6 months old. Take them while they're 6 weeks old, when they're cute and they're more adoptable. I mean, that's just the way you have to do it. If you want to get them adopted, get your butt up and get them up there. Don't wait till they're all pregnant again. That medical don't pay a cent for anything. I'm the healthiest. Oh, I saw that a while ago. Must have jumped on me. Oh, it did. Of course, when I'm spinning it like a baton, that doesn't help. I think I'm back to the bottom. There he is. Tommy boy. I started to send you something that I sent several people, and it wasn't political. It was just really, really interesting. And it was narrated, and it talked about where the country's going to be, and how at 250 years is when, like, the Roman Empire, the British Empire, the French Empire, all of them collapsed right at that time. And we've got all the things going on that all of those things had going on too. So it's just really, really interesting as far as historically. But for some reason, I didn't send it to you. I said, nah, he don't want to see that. Interesting enough, like the 8 or 10 people I sent it to, I haven't heard from any of them. So they probably didn't want to see it either, huh? Tommy not a mod here anymore. I don't know why he's not. You can fix that, can't you, Huawei? Can't you? Oh, if it was on Messenger. I don't have Facebook anymore. Got hacked. Here she is. She's waking up. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she pretty? She's still a little head shy, so I have to be careful not to move right over her head, which would make any of us flinch, snake or person or whatever. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that explained it. We just wondered why. It takes a whole lot for me to unmod anybody, and I can't think of anybody. I have one or two people over the years, but I can't remember who or what happened. It would probably be for abusing the mod powers. That's a no-no. Sim, send it to Bobby for me. Uh-oh. What have I done now? Are you licking my arm? Tasting my arm? Send on Instagram. Yeah, people make jokes about it, but since I was a little kid, I put a lot of stock in the alien stuff, and I used to point things out in the Bible and take it to my poor, deeply, deeply Christian aunt. She said nobody ever walked the earth unless it was Jesus that was a bigger saint than her. But one day she said, "Who have you been talking to, Bobby Land?" It just seems like the Bible, it says something about we're becoming weaker but wiser. And I said, doesn't that, and I was 5 or 6, doesn't that sound like aliens to you? Okay, did it go through? It may pause it and ask me to give permission. In the same way, if you get something from me. I was trying to stop sending you things from Facebook, because I know it gets your drawers in a wad when I do that. Yep. Call them what you want. Yeah, so easy to think about the burning bush being a laser. I mean, we do that now, you know. I don't know. I don't know. Out of my pay grade. Where'd you go? Whoa, there she is. She's resting her head on my fat belly. You're pretty. She's so pretty. See the pretty snake in there? Yeah, I just got something from you, Huawei. It says Tommy and then the number. Sorry y'all are having to do a nasal inspection on me, but that's the only way I can. Come here. You're starting to get a little feisty now. She's very subtle. She wants to get a hold of the back of this chair, and she can catapult in slow motion off of there. That's how she got on the desk the other night. It wasn't that I put her there, it's that she got over there herself. She's looking at it longingly now. Come on, you get over there and your fat butt will fall. Ball pythons are not famous for being aerialists. They can climb fairly well, but they seem to forget to hold on sometimes. Don't want you to fall. Should I get a different snake out? About 30 minutes into this. Father Fish Show. Here's something squeaking. Something needs oil, but I don't have anything that should be moving. It's interesting. I didn't ever figure out what she was. Most people say that she's a super stripe, but I'm not convinced. So that's just what I don't know enough about it to argue either way. She looks a whole lot like a super stripe, and they do vary a lot even within their morph. So it does look like a snake, doesn't it? She's so strong. When she's crawling, she's rubbing against me. See if I can get her with that spook under her. Come here, little girl. No, you don't want me to get you, do you? You want to stay right where you're at. Just call her beautiful. Well, I'm going to put her up and get one other snake out at least. I've got so many that are handleable right now, so take advantage of the time that I'm on here. Rule number one, never walk away. She looks a lot better up here, doesn't she? Never walk away from a live stream. Never leave your stream unattended. It's an old rule. That's what I'm fitting to do. Just not so sure. I need to turn that camera. I've got on these, big boxer shorts that look just like Bermuda shorts. That's what they are, yeah. They're just Bermuda shorts. I'm going to put her in here. There you go. She's helping me. I wish I was comfortable holding that jungle python, my Buddha. He's 8.5 foot now. I'm not going to do it. I shall be right back if anyone's here. Won't take long to get him. Uh-oh, I locked myself in here. Whoopsie. Yeah. Whew. I didn't know you were doing it here. What are you up to? Okay. Another ball python. He's a cutie also. Look at that. This is one of the two snakes that I got when met up with Joel and Hendrick at the Repticon near Atlanta. I guess it's been about 6 weeks now. What you doing, little boy? This little thing. Ooh, I'm short of breath. Really is a pet. People decided to take him in to see if they could sell him. And I wanted him the instant I turned the corner and saw him. But he is a, I love them. I can't remember the name of the morph, but I have 4 or 5 of them. I've never bred them. They have the wobble. And his is not bad at all. No problem eating or anything like that. You can barely see his stripe down his back. It's so super, super faint. But they had raised him. Actually, they got an egg and hatched the egg. Because he was supposed to be what he is. And then when he was 2, they bred him with a female normal. But oh my gosh, she showed me the pictures of the 5 eggs they hatched out. And only one was like him. But because of that neurological component, a lot of people prefer not to breed them. Like I say, I never have mine. I just think they're gorgeous snakes. Come over here with me. He's not as head shy as the other one because he literally interacted with the whole family where he came from and their dog. And I told her I had dogs. She was glad about that. Somebody else started looking at him at about the same time I was talking about him, and the wife told the husband no, she wanted him to go with me. Here comes the boy trying to raise some hell. Now I've got a snake on me, Floyd. See the big snake? You stay back. Go somewhere else. and see. He's cold. I'll be glad when he warms up. Yeah, it worked. It sure did. I never did care. I don't dislike them, but I never did care for the hognoses. But as soon as I met those two, I ended up bringing one home. He's right beside me, right under my left elbow there. And I was worried about him not eating, for about 2 months. And he ate 3 pinkies just a couple of nights ago. Excuse Bob while he whips out a snake. Yeah, I should have staged it better, like had them in a bag or something, like where I could just reach down and take them out of a pillowcase, but I didn't. I don't. What was that link? Oh, okay. Is anybody coming on after this that we want to promote? I don't know. Weird. Because you should be able to do everything I can do. Well, I can't make somebody a mod either. I have to wait and go back after it ends and then go back to YouTube and mod them from there. Now that I think about it, I can't do it live if it's through, stream. That may be why. Because if I go through, if that's the main thing and I'm just sharing it to over here, then I can't do it. Oh, that feels good. The snake is 5, 6 years old, so he's still young. He's a teenager. Starting to relax. Comment section of a video. Huh. I don't know. It's weird. I'm glad it's not anything we get paid to have to worry about and figure out. You know what? I'm really glad it's not. That snake that was lost in my truck for several days shed. For several weeks. It was about 5 weeks. It shed, I noticed, overnight. Its little shed is still in there, draped over its hide. This little cave thing, its hide. It's a beautiful snake. And it was also captive bred and hand raised, so it's not bitey. I hand feed it the little frozen thawed mice when I give it to them. It doesn't try to bite. It could accidentally, but it's just a little king snake. It must be a mouse or a baby rat or a baby mouse. I don't think I have any right now, but evidently I do. Let's see, that's the back end. So they're not licking, but tasting my neck and the air with his tongue. You can literally watch a movie with the ball python. Ouch, sorry about that. Custom trout good heads. Oh, cool. Where did you get them? Did you order them or local or? It's one of my favorites. Yes. She was squeezing me pretty good. The one, he's tickling my neck. He's just tasting the air and tasting me, tasting with his tongue. It tickles. Stop. Um, I never put anything on my neck that I can't get off by myself. And some people would even tell you not to do what I'm doing now with the ball python this size. Definitely somebody that's frail, which I'm not, or somebody that's a toddler should not do what I'm doing. But I've never heard of a ball python, and I'm probably wrong, but I've never heard of one choking anybody out. Of course, they will a small pet if they're hungry. I'm sure they will. Lucis, oh, okay. Lucas Brett's. Yeah, I lucked out when I got um, some rainbows from him. I forget what they were now. They were not. What do you have? Come here. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty. He didn't have anything. I feel his head on the back of my head up there now. There he comes around. But yeah, there are snakes. I have a couple here that I would never have them out handling them by myself. I did a nice hiss. I like that. I don't know if y'all could hear it or not. The way that I moved the big carpet python is I put a cat carrier inside of his tank after he had been long overdue out of quarantine, and they can pack themselves a lot of snake into a little area. So he got right in it. He's heavy. I had held him at the store before I bought him, and they took one picture of me because I knew I'd never be holding him like that again. Kind of draped around. No, he wasn't draped around me. I had him in front of me. I didn't drape him around me. But yeah, they can hurt you and not really mean to hurt you. They can get scared. But a ball python, I think I could handle one. It's gross to say, but people, I'm sure when you get choked, it goes south real quick. But my God, think about all those sharp steak knives and stuff right there in the next room in the kitchen. I would never want to hurt an animal, but I'm not going to let one kill me if it's me or the animal. But I guess the size of those snakes that those things happen with, it's a whole different story. I'm just not comfortable having them. No kink shaming. Right. Auto asphyxiation. Carradine. Yep. Poor David. Just seem like to be choked out by snakes. Every time he comes here, he's begging to hold him. For some reason, they're scared of him. They said he's sick. Sick. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. He doesn't look a whole lot bigger, but he is quite a bit bigger than that other snake. At least 30, 35, maybe 40% bigger. He's not straight around my neck either. He's got some of himself. No, he's not tight against me back there. So that's not quite all of it. I never want to hurt a snake or make it mad at me and then sleep in the same house. Don't want to do that. Our storms have finally stopped. He said that about Epstein, that auto asphyxiation, but I'm not going for that. And the girls are fighting, aren't they? No politics, but damn, aren't the girls fighting right now? Whew. Help, help. Floyd's about forgotten who you are, Huawei. He hardly ever says Huawei anymore, or he doesn't say it like he used to say it clearly. He didn't even come over when I told him to keep going. I don't know where he went. Floyd? He's like Siri. You know, your Siri is programmed to say certain things and not say certain things. But I have found that there he is. I see you up there. What are you throwing in the aquarium now? God. Um, I finally got him to call me Bob. Can you believe that? And it took forever, and I have to remind him sometimes, but he calls me Bob. And something else that took forever is to say, he'll say no problem or glad to help. Trying to get Siri to say that to you. Epstein didn't. No, I don't think so either. I don't think so. Oh, got a snake on the run. Oh, no, he didn't. Hold on. Let you look at my lovely ceiling up there. You didn't try to go anywhere, did you? I got you. I got him. I caught him in time before he got a hold of the back of the chair. Come on back up here. And yep, that is his butthole right in my face. And there go the glasses. Just gonna wrap around my arm maybe. That'll be nice and warm. Sometimes I remember I used to like to sleep with my granny, my mother's mother, when we were little kids. They didn't have AC and they didn't have screens on their windows. It was a farmhouse. It wasn't a farm anymore. And they would find a snake sometimes in the house, or a lizard, of course mice. But I loved to scooch up against her back as tight as I could, especially in the winter, my back to her back. Little kids, you know, like 5. And I think about that sometimes when maybe one of the dogs or cats or even a snake, or it seems like they always go to the fat. They know that secret too. He's got himself under my arm, and he's not used to doing that, so he's a little not distraught, but he's like, how come your neck's 5 times bigger than it's supposed to be? Come on, let's bring you. No, 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 no. Come on up this side. There he goes. Come on back up. Come on. And yeah, I do talk to them. Do they understand? Probably not. There he is. Where's his face? Actually, what's right in front of him are 2 big rats that are pets. And you didn't eat yet today, did you? Tried to get him to eat earlier and he wouldn't eat. He's about to take the camera away from me. Just about. If it falls, I'm sorry. Whoop, you got us off the screen. There we go. There we go. Alright, well if I go an hour, that'll be 5 minutes from now. He got the chat moved way up. There we go. Where's your face? Must be down behind my neck, because I've got this end down here. Isn't it beautiful? He's cool to the touch, of course, but he feels like ultra suede. I think most people are really surprised when they've never touched a snake and then they do, or any reptile. Sorry, I'm just trying to assist. It's not like a little 18-inch guy. He's every bit of 3 feet, probably 3.5. Now, now we're back to, got ourselves sorted out. Right back to the fat belly. Let's see, I don't know who's on next, but there's the link to Fish Found calendar. Let them pick for themselves. Hey, buddy. You see him go right up to my mouth, and when I spoke, he darted away. It's not your mom and dad, is it? They know that I'm taking good care of you. They sure do. He's determined now he's going to get that chair back there. Who's on first? Boy, that's all an old. Was that the Three Stooges? I can't remember. Several people did it. I don't think they were the original ones, though. I'll do it for. Look at that. What a baby. What a baby. Look at him. What a baby. He really is. I see why she cried. They just had so many, and you're just showing off now. You're just showing off, as well you should. He smells those rats. Didn't even cross my mind when I pulled their cage over to use as a table for my camera. They're down in the bottom asleep. You can't see them. They're 3 stories down in this big cage. It's 2 of the old hairless white ones. Abbott and Costello, that's who did it. You're right. And then the Stooges did it. And I think Red Skelton did it. Don't fall. And you know, so far, none of my foster dogs, this current group, here he comes, have bothered anything. Floyd got into it with the great big cat Opie, who I have not adopted, but I'm going to. I'm never going to let him be adopted. I just haven't done the paperwork and paid for him. He lives with me anyway, but they got together on a chair at the same time, like in the seat of it. And oh my God, they were like, no, this won't work. And Floyd made him get down. Great big cat. Floyd. 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 Look here. Look. Floyd. What are you doing? Look up. Yeah. What are you doing? Are you bathing or what you doing over there? Don't be throwing stuff in the tank. He's preening. It's that time, don't you know? 8:55. Next to me and Lucas Bretts. All right. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It's one boring hour, I know that. But it's good to have a group of people that are like-minded. And The dogs know I'm getting off the stream. They're all starting to get up and move around. It's time for the WALK. Remember the way Andy would call for the barber. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. It was created by TikTok. Oh, it was, yeah. 100 years ago. That was going around when I was a little kid, so. And long before I was born. Oh, well. Y'all fun hanging out with you. I'm going to get this boy put away, and I think he's hungry now that I made him smell those rats. You couldn't get those past your little head. Those are big rats. They're not food, they're pets. I'm going to feed him. Good night. Take care, guys. Love y'all.